Uh, what's up, everyone? Well, it's about time. How you doing, Puck? Oh, you hanging? You enjoying it? What? CFL plays tomorrow, so we won't see them today. Instead, you'll see these other teams. We'll see which team we play against tomorrow. Ah, hell yeah. I'm glad you love all this stuff. Yeah, today I'm predicting Talon 2-0, Vikings 3-1. I think that's just how it'll be. Should I just say 2-0 Vikings? Is there a way Vikings don't fucking curb stomp? Yeah? I'll say 2-1. I'll just do. Yeah, it's my. I mean, like, the second series is a lot harder to predict just because Gam, I just feel like, has aura and other teams are just afraid play worse. I'm hoping they don't play scared. Whoa.
Điều này tạo áp lực cực lớn cho các đội tuyển tham
gia. Oh, it's a video.
限界を超えるには逆境を突き抜けるしかない。それが俺たちのやり方だ。
If you're in the top two, you get 2 chances, including at least one.
Is it quiet, guys?
But if you have to play in the first round, it's the last chance for all of the teams. The advantage for the top 3 teams is huge, as they get to pick their opponent. However, when you step into a best of 3 elimination match, you can never be too sure about anything. Execute coming.
Yêu của MVKE là tấm vé đến với MSI, nên vòng đấu đầu tiên này dù đối thủ là ai thì MVKE cũng sẽ chiến thắng.
没进前的当然可惜，但塔隆不怕打资格赛啊，反而是对手该小心我们才对。
这种比赛可能会让人紧张，但对我来说，我是 NSI 冠军，这种压力只是小菜一碟。
탈론과 맞붙는 건 항상 힘든 싸움입니다. 그들의 경험과 실력이 대단하니까요. 하지만 이번 스플릿
What? I don't know what they're saying, guys. It's Korean.
우리가 이길 수 있다는 자신감이 생깁니다.
このゲーム3を取ってシリーズカウントは2勝1敗勝利したのはタロンと quá là ương độc để có thể đối đầu với đoàn quân Bắc Âu hung mạnh của Viking. Chắc chắn là không có bất kỳ một cơ hội nào nữa dành cho Viking.
Hai đội tuyển Vietjet gặp nhau ở vòng đấu này đồng nghĩa với việc
Whoa, it's so loud. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Và GAM sẽ là đội tuyển tiếp nối giấc mơ của
You're shitting me.
phút từng giây đối với mình đều quan
Oh,
trọng.
now there's subtitles. Okay. I was like, oh fuck, dude.
4 teams enter, but only 2 will advance.
Dude, I'm still learning English.
Could go up in smoke.
Dream of
Team with the
Vancouver.
stronger mental
Fuck.
fortitude
Oh yeah, that's
that
right.
truly
MSI.
seizes their opportunity will be the one worthy of moving forward. Are you ready? The LCP 2025 mid-season qualifying series officially begins. Welcome. Which one is working? There we go. Welcome everyone. Sorry about that. To the opening night of our mid-season
Oh, yeah, what was
qualifying
that?
season, and what an exciting night we have. We've got a few rematches, of course, as we did see them in the regular season of play. Importantly, the first one of the night, Talon up against SHG, went all the distance, went all to 3 games, and it was close. But Talon still chose SHG here.
I mean, it's been a hell of a road leading up to this qualifying. 68 games played with who knows how many more coming into the qualifying series, averaging 30 minutes, 50 seconds. So it's been a long set of games as well. And these 2 teams coming onto this stage now have, well, SHG in particular has been part of both the longest and shortest game of the split. So this could potentially be a
Okay,
run
what the
to Talon
fuck
if
is
they
that?
do get over the finish line.
Absolutely. Another failed handshake as junglers enter the stage. It's something we've come to expect almost at this point. Fofo never gets it wrong though. He just goes for the fist bump and walks on off. There he goes again. But yeah, as you were saying, I mean, Talon, they came into the year as favorites, I believe. They were, they've just got some of the biggest names in Pacific esports history. Looking a little lackluster a lot of the time, but still, you come to playoffs, you always have to back Talon, I feel, at least personally. With the names they have, Betty, Carson,
Yeah.
while not necessarily showing their true form at the moment,
I mean,
they come into playoffs,
only top lane I didn't have. Like, Ox is the only one I didn't have in the top
like the weakest team we have
3
Well, I mean,
on my
when you
list.
talk about names like Betty, he is only the 4th best farmer in the competition at the moment, behind Doggo, Eddie, and Artemis, of all people, would you believe? So there is definitely some stronger players individually rising to the top. We'll see if it's backed up by the strong teams. You'd have to imagine
Well, the thing is that, like,
on the hook for that second representative
SoftBank
spot
has,
going
like,
into MSI.
I think support's probably the worst. I mean, you can say Courage is probably the worst jungler.
The factor of these VCS teams coming through the qualifying series, and SHG, a team that has been on the rise as well, has had now a week off to get ready for this matchup. You got to imagine that they are feeling prepped and ready, especially with everything that's on the line for them.
Somewhat, but the only real way they could be prepped is if they guessed Talon would pick them, because they only would have found out last night.
I think that's a safe bet, honestly.
It would have been a safe bet. So
I don't know if they actually found out last night.
Expecting that to be the case, but still, they did take Talon in 3 games last time they went up against each other in the regular season of play. We'll see if they're able to do the same and possibly top Talon. Now, keep in mind, any team that loses tonight is eliminated. There is no second chance. There's no lower bracket. The team that loses will be removed from the qualifying series. They will no longer be able to represent the LCP at MSI.
Yeah, only top 4 getting the double elimination safety of that lower bracket in the qualifying series. So you are literally playing for your tournament life to start things off if you did not make it into the top 2. And, well, unfortunately, none of these 4 teams playing tonight made it into the top 2. So they've got to get it over the first step, which is, of course, their series here.
Okay.
Blue side,
They're picking blue side. Dude, are you ready? Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know if they're gonna like.
Now, I'm interested
This might be a fast game. Dude, I just load up something just like being chilling. Dude, I'm gonna do that.
I don't know, it feels like they're having a bit of fun in the 1v1 a lot of the time. Here we are. They're going to get their side selection, being the highest seed coming into this direct 1v1. So we'll see what.
Dude, I don't know, man. This first game series, like, it could have been a fucking like email, dude.
Started picking up a lot of priority, particularly in the jungle, of course, as it has a very good time against those tanks. Courage loves to play those tanks, so it could be an option for Caster to look towards.
Yeah, I mean, that's not even the problem areas that I'm looking at for Talon, at least at this stage. You look at it in this situation, coming into this matchup, of course, multi-kills. Marble and Fade have both picked up Pentas this split. They've been looking very, very clear in their individual roles. Yeah, look, it's still a far cry from what we've come to expect from Talon. But if SHG leveled up their play to this extent, you've got to hope that for the LGL fans, that these guys are going to be the best hope that LJL has in this qualifying series, given they're the only hope.
Yeah, very possibly. I mean, ultimately they did pick up a pentakill, one against DFM and one against Chief, so it's a lot easier.
What's it like having 0 wins? Do I have 0 wins?
Marble also the only one to pick up one of all 3.
We have 0 losses, Kappa?
See if he's able to replicate that. One of those here.
How you doing, Kevin Kappa?
I mean, he is an AD carry that tends to favor the likes of the Jin, the Misfortune, something a bit more present in lane, but not necessarily strong as it comes out. And Arja's going to get his first pick on the Rumble. That's a very scary start to the draft.
I mean, the power of the blue side, Ari and Talia targeted away from Fate, and the Gwen as well, which, I mean, we have seen played into the Rumble reasonably frequently, but you look at the other side, Vi, Victor, and Lucian being targeted away, and on Caster, Fofo, and Betty, respectfully, those are some of the scariest champions they've played this year alone.
Absolutely. What is Evie's answer to this Rumble going to be, though? Something tankier, I would imagine.
No, I'm not iron.
Typically what does reasonably okay against it. The Scion lives through it and then comes to the team fights a little bit stronger. Evie's been favoring the Ornn, which again, similar to Scion, will just survive it and come to the team fights and offer that team fight presence, and Ornn does. But Pantheon's going to be their first pick. It does seem to be the jungler that everyone is favoring as the strongest currently. Still, the Azir picked up there for Fate, so he gets exactly what he wants.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it almost perma-banned away from the likes of Fofo. Usually red side it's almost a staple, but it's Victor opted into this time. It's gonna be a Sejuani and a Yone Caster and Fofo. A pretty scary comp.
Yeah, Fade likes his Azir, but I don't know. I don't think he's that good, so.
Let's see how they round out their first round of picks. I mean, top lane would be the natural go, and they are going to choose that Ambessa.
Okay, they're choosing Ambessa.
Go power, bit of aggression.
I was thinking they should go like Galio. Like, Evie should just play tanks and help set up the rest of his team. Because the rest of his team is struggling. Yo, hello, Ursa. How you doing, man? Hope everything's good.
As that Ambessa, see if he can come to these fights strong. Provide what he needs to for his team.
Absolutely. A lot of backline threat from SHG. Kalista taken away from Betty, and yeah, understandably so, given his prowess in the bot lane. I mean, honestly, Ezreal could be banned out here by either team, could also be picked up by either team. Both Betty and Marvel have played phenomenally on the champion so far this split.
Getting a lot of Maple-made fan signs there. Of course, Maple, before his retirement, did play for the Talon organization for a year and a half and did very well during his tenure. Played for them prior to that as well. Now, last band to come.
No, every fucking day for hours. No, dude, like, let me hold down. Hell no, Kevin. Go ask someone else.
Rakan banned away, which more than likely eliminates the Xayah.
Go fail to like stab some dude in a grocery store like 50 times in a row.
Blind pick in the bot lane, so we'll see.
Playing Last of Us and then being stuck in one section for 10 minutes. Or like half an hour. But yeah, this weekend, next week is like the last 2 weeks of LCP. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then we're just done.
But it's going to be the Ezreal targeted away from Marble. They don't want him having that. But I mean, I could see an argument to be made here for Marble picking up the Kai'Sa, something along the lines of a Nautilus or a Leona as well.
Yeah, Kai'Sa Nico might be the go here, but he won't be able to get their Nico.
He gets just as excited for the Kazakhstan Women's Third Division as he does for CFO. Dude, low key, kinda true. Kinda true. I don't think I'd ever go down that deep. Fuck me, man. Why are you such an asshole, fuck?
So they aren't going to do it. They're just
Are we friends, Kappa? I don't know. Dude, Kappa, I feel like is pretty annoying. Captain Kappa, dude, that guy, man. Dude, we have 2 Kappas now, and I like the new one more than the old one. I want to say out with the old, in with the new.
The one last hitting, it has risen in priority.
It does look reasonably good as well.
It has.
I mean, you're going, you're probably your classic engaged support, something along the lines of an Alistar Misfortune Rel. I would imagine probably prioritizing the likes of a Rel or a Leona, potentially a Brom, but I don't think it's that high. It's going to be an Alistar, okay. So go in the third of the 3 options, and then Misfortune. I mean, you've just got any sort of really option that you want.
Yeah, I think Rel would be.
Yeah, I feel like at this point go Rel.
Selection here, just by virtue of having that Misfortune, but.
Really, I don't know what else you'd go.
You can just go a Nautilus, you can chuck down the ultimate.
Oh, Rakan's Ben. Yeah, it's probably Rel at that point.
The most logical.
Oh well.
So Gang will select that for himself, and now we do have our team comps. Fate on his Azir once again. Not every team bold enough to allow him to have that. But I guess Fofo feeling confident enough. Gets his Yone. Definitely a very strong champion if given the freedom to scale up and get those items online. Sejuani, a jungler that certainly helps achieve that.
Yeah, I mean, looking at both these comps, there's a lot that goes very, very right and a lot that goes very wrong. SHG with Pantheon in the jungle means they can be a little bit more proactive around the map. Once that 6 hits and the Grand Skyfall comes online, they can really punish those side laners. If they're just pushing too up, which we've seen so
T1 lost in Nongshim.
To sort of try and alleviate that, but it's not going to be the greatest of utility. I rate it. I think both drafts are very solid.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree.
Nongshim 2-0 is crazy.
A great team comp for both of them, and they both have tools to win. Ultimately, I mean,
oh shit!
You come into these fights and they're very good. If an Ambessa hits an ult randomly in the center, things get very dicey.
I just beat my ass, dude. I just said like, oh, it's Nash. It's just gonna kick my ass. Okay.
Fate fairly untouchable in the back line. There is, of course, dive through with that Yasuo. I mean, the Yone rather. But realistically, the only way that this Azir should be under major threat is by getting hit by either an Alistar flank or a Sejuani ultimate. Outside that, should be pretty safe in its own right. So it's not an easy job for Talon to isolate those key targets in these team fights. But if they are able to do it, it's just going to come toppling down for SHG.
Yeah, I mean, it's about SHG. It's about maneuvering appropriately and not getting caught out in an overmatch that Talon can quite handily take given their comp.
Here we are. I don't believe that was Mr. Steak.
No, it's a substitute teacher in the cover for Mr. Steak.
Absolutely, as we do now load on to the Rift. SHG up against Talon. It's the first of our mid-season qualifying series. Loser will be eliminated. Of course, you're not eliminated in one singular game. But if you are up that 1-0, it is a significant advantage. You have an extra life on the competition. Fate's on comfort. Fofo much the same. Everyone on the Rift feeling pretty comfortable with their picks, you'd have to imagine.
The only one I'm a little... Yeah, he's the only one I'm worried about, only because we saw him go a little bit ham in split 1, where he just sort of gave in too much to the bloodlust. And as a result, just sort of full sent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just still better top lane than Evie. It's like there's no like player gap in any of these.
Down in the bot side, SHG and Talon both looking for something.
I can see one of the best fights in first POV.
Staunching up.
Like someone wearing a GoPro on their forehead.
First soul of the game.
Jumping in and fighting in an arena or some shit.
Nah, he does.
And just get a Q on both Gang and Marble as well. So vision around these bushes can be so key to how...
It feels weird that they're not trying to win this early game fight, unless they don't win, right?
So with that,
I feel like they should win.
Fortune Rail do pretty handily get that advantage, get that pressure.
Okay, they hit level 2. Doesn't really mean too much.
But we'll come to their strength very shortly.
Not sure what else I can get out of it. Gang's a little bit close. Okay. Fine, it's fine.
Passive, it shouldn't be all that bad. Plus, I mean, it's a center. You have some decent range.
Yeah, and sustaining her own kit as well, so...
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Finding a nice little knockout there onto Fate.
Yeah, I don't know how this game would look in first-person POV, dude. Sometimes they have like the weird camera angles. It's so hard for me to follow and figure out what's going on.
Already see the step up of play again.
What the
Fofo
fuck?
manhandling the Azir. This is a matchup that realistically the Yone should be pretty low on HP for the start. RJ and EV trading heavily in the top side. RJ winning out on that Rumble. Not too surprising realistically. Does have the Arcane Comet for just that extra.
That's so weird.
Few options you do have on the right.
Like I thought, yeah. I mean, like if Fate's losing 1v1 against Yone, it's like, dude, what the fuck?
Spellbooks this game.
I don't think we're going to see it all qualifying series, unfortunately.
The LCK, a bunch of Sejuanis have been taking it.
Yeah, the spell book.
Oh boy.
Oh, Courage! Atu flashes out? Oh, no way. Okay, good. I was about to say, are they scared? Did he not win this?
Strike first. RJ getting way too aggressive.
Okay, so backing out.
In the area, and the price is going to be paying.
Yeah,
no, I thought they would win that.
Unfortunately, respecting the execute threat of a Pantheon, which seems a bit odd coming to this level and at least stage of play here in the mid-season. Either way, big pick up there for Courage. If you can look to accelerate this Pantheon in the jungle, he just becomes that much scarier for the team.
Take a look. I mean, realistically, RJ walks down, clears out this ward. And because that ward is cleared out, they know Casa is topside. They know for sure Casa's topside. They don't know exactly where he is. But here, it just
yeah, the fact he's hiding his little brush.
Pull the trigger, and
he flashes out.
Enough to RJ, when he goes aggressive, does mean he's just.
Yeah, I'm surprised like they were so scared. I thought they could win that.
Yeah.
2v1 after. Like, I don't know how strong Karsa Sejuani would be.
Illusion of security for Aja with that river ward. Thought he was safe.
Well played by Courage to find that. Relieves a lot of pressure there for Evie, and obviously that is the hardest lane to navigate on the Rift currently.
Baden Fofo still going at it, hammer and tongs. Fofo not easing up on this pressure at all, which understandable given who he is and how he's sort of built that reputation coming into this competition. You want to re-establish your control over the mid lane.
Still a good advantage for SHG, but far from over. So Evie's going to be trading aggressively on Arja, but doesn't land. Will pay a reasonably large price in terms of that health pull. Fofo feeling much the same way here in the mid lane against the Azir. Fate now controlling the lane and where the minions are positioned in it. Giving a lot more freedom to not only Courage, but also Gang.
And Fate honestly, yeah, with that Emperor's Divide online, this Rima Shuffle, they do now have a little bit more priority over some of these objectives. Should they look to pivot for a fight? But in saying that, Fofo and Aja both hitting 6, so all 4 solo laners now having their ultimates up and available. Courage is going to be there just that little bit quicker off the back of that successful gank in the top lane.
Yeah, Courage here, shadowing Fate. Fofo not likely to look for an aggressive play, being he can just be Emperor's Divided. So, not likely to find too much here for either jungler in the mid lane for the time being. But Carson,
at least it's cannon.
Return gank here on the top side. Trying to even out the score. Luckily for RJ, it was Courage who picked up the kill, but Carl's going to realize there's nothing to find up here and head back down to the Scuttle Crab that's spawning. Feel pretty happy about that, but he's going to lose his red buff.
Carson's not level 6.
Yeah.
Pantheon is almost level 6. He could hit level 6.
Onto Fofo. Will have the ward, knows.
Oh, okay, Carson's going to hit level 6 off the Scuttle Crab.
Top side of that river. There is the ultimates potentially for a play onto Fate, but I think that's a long-range engage that you're looking for.
Oh, Fate fails.
How the fuck do you fail? Shuffle. Okay. He fucked up his QE.
It's the highest mana spell that Azir has. Is that Shifting Sands. Now, Courage starting up with his blue buff, but Caster's not willing to give it over, trying to repeat or get himself some money in exchange for the red buff he lost. And he will successfully do it.
Yeah. Gang having to back off, having lost as much HP as he did. There just really wasn't the support system in place to allow Courage to contest that comfortably. Fate wasn't healthy at all. So, yeah, look, I think the right call, honestly. Don't give away the early advantage you've established for yourself. It hasn't been extended whatsoever. Oh dear. Okay. Look, props if nothing else to the fact that Betty managed to land that at max range and just forces Marvel to sit there looking a bit silly.
Void Grub's now up, and Carson hasn't recalled in a long time. You can see the disparity when it comes to those items in the jungle, and that's not because of gold, it's just because of time is on recall. Now Gang's up here,
Okay.
trying to look for something aggressive onto RJ other side of SHG, and they will
Didn't get too much
get
out of
a
it.
chunk of damage off his health bar, but not take the kill. We'll see if that priority allows them to pick up these Void Grubs. At least one will be...
Alright, Carson gets one.
There and successfully do get it. Betty's up in the area as well. Woody still not level 6. Seen auto attacks louder than anything else on the roof. Knockup lands onto
Okay, that's a pretty big Senna ulti. Oh, Senna's caught out. Senna has to flash in a weird spot. Oh my god, they're also low. Dude, I don't know if they can win this fight. There's no Misfortune ulti. Misfortune still hasn't ulted. Marvel's just holding it. Oh my god, what is that sound effect? Okay, Marvel's just like walking and running. Okay, he flashes and ults. Could have been better, could have been worse. Dude, why is he... I don't know, man. Oh. Damn. What a messy fight, dude.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, not having the public execution, because that's what they use to engage onto Arj on the top side with the Grand Sky for. And so that just gives Talon the confidence that they need to make that play, knowing full well that there's no public execution to set up any sort of lockdown.
Let's see, where was Misfortune? Misfortune's still walking. Oh, dude, it's SHG 2-1s. I'll be so fucking happy. Yeah, they're going in before Misfortune's there. Misfortune E's doesn't really do much. She's just like, yeah.
Solid out by Casa.
Oh, that fucking
just
zero
off the
wall.
money there. Can't catch Bofo, who flashes out of danger. And then suddenly the turn from Woody. Great headbutt pulverized. They get some crazy damage out. Marble forced to flash and use a defensive bullet time for some.
Yeah.
Everything just goes horribly wrong for SHG.
I mean, it's fortunate ulted, but they just walked out of it so easily. How you doing, Badger?
Don't mean much if you're not able to get anything off them, and then this
dude,
they weren't able to do so.
I feel like I'm always like, oh.
He's under pressure still here on the
like SoftBank, I don't know, man.
Has conceded quite a lot of CS.
Alright, we're holding ult till next game. Dude, I feel like Marvel is like not great. Like, I don't think he's bad. Like, I wouldn't want to bench him.
Neither team's really fostered for that dragon at all.
But I feel like he's such a like passive AD carry. Like, that's been my biggest issue with him so far. The fact that I feel like, yeah, he's like a KDA player. Like, if you look, the moment a fight is not looking good, he's like running away. And even in the games where they win, like when they won against like SoftBank or when they won against like Chief or DFM, it was mostly off the back of like Courage and Fate and like Evie gang like making plays. Marvel would like kind of help. Like he'd always be like late to a fight, or he just wouldn't like fully commit until someone made a really good play.
As teams will be wanting to get themselves that dragon. I mean, last week, how often was dragon the most important factor in a game?
All but all of them. Honestly, I don't think there was one where it wasn't. Betty,
he doesn't have flash. He's getting targeted down half HP now, but still got a lot of.
That Misfortune always ass.
The health comes back to him. Really good crash down, really good magnet storm, but
okay.
Courage going down. Betty trying to return some damage on the Marble, won't be able to do
not bad.
Enough. Half HP on them Misfortune, 1-for-1, but
that Misfortune always kind of ass, but besides that, it was pretty good. Fight, yeah, overall good play.
Pretty free time on this tower, given that Cast is down there to catch the wave, means that if he's likely not going to get the same effectiveness out of that teleport. Marble picks up the Bloodthirster. Still though, no real pressure onto this dragon with Courage going down. SHG can't take it off the back of a winning fight. And just without Betty then, definitely lacking in damage and security, at least in terms of taking that dragon down in a timely fashion.
Yeah, now Marble's gone to the top side. This could be an opening for Talon to try and take down the dragon in the next couple of minutes. Being that, you will just have that mismatch. Arja, if need be, can teleport down. Marble cannot say the same for himself. It's always going to be hard, though, with the control over this lane that the Azir is currently established. And just to make it rain into the bullet time. It was a nice stop there by Woody. Not connecting the pulverize as well, choosing not to. The turnaround's good, but Betty's just survives for so long.
Yeah.
Pumps out the ultimate.
Oh well.
Himself up a kill.
The heavy TPing was kind of weird.
Plus your top laner lost teleport. So realistically, the overall fight was a win for Talon, but still for SHG, you're happy that you took down the AD carry.
Yeah, Gang got body blocked there by 2 minions, which I don't think probably changes a heck of a lot, but it means he's that little bit slower getting onto Betty to try and set up for the bullet time. But
maybe you should have taken Ghost.
Yeah, look, it's a rough gig. Sometimes the...
Dude, I don't know why I'm like yawning. Oh, dude, today I don't know. I don't like... I haven't felt super great this week. Oh, dude, you know what? Actually, I feel kind of better.
And sometimes, like, especially...
I did not find a Twizzler. I found a Twizzle. What in the fuck is a Twizzle? Sweet and sour filled jelly. It looks like a Twizzler.
I still maintain we need like
a Twizzle.
Terror nature documentary.
Yeah, I mean there's some beasts in the lineup.
It feels like there's only just one.
Start up now by SHG. 5v5 on the cards. Arja though, trying to take down some plates. He can teleport to the play, keep in mind, and Talon are just going to opt to allow that goal to be picked up by RJ, and I like the play.
14-minute dragon?
Dragons. This is a big win for Talon. SHG aren't going to be sad about the fact they collected at least the first dragon, but still so far away from any potential dragon soul for either team that the gold going over almost just feels worth more.
I mean, especially with Rift Herald coming up soon and just them having
yeah, like, but dude, have you ever heard of a Twizzle? It looks like a Twizzler, but like
on forcing this tower.
Gourmet?
They're all down here. They're not going to be able to pick it up.
I'm just going to get first tower for free.
Side. So that's the first tick towards the Noxian Blessings picked up by Talon. They just need 1 kill. Both teams just need 1 kill, and both teams also need 2 neutral objectives.
But it's not.
So
I'm going to try it later.
Kill, more than likely. For Talon anyway.
I just had to buy. I love Twizzlers. So when I saw it, I was like, I have to get it. I have to try it out.
And having spent a lot of time in lane, is going to back off, it seems. Yeah, just heads back to base. Should have his Leandri.
Like whenever I find like foreign foods, I'm just like, oh baby.
Despite that early gank.
Yeah, I mean, just off the back of the last sequence of play where Evie has sat around with his team trying to force down this tower, not able to make any progress whatsoever, and RJ just takes an entire tower for himself. So I think it was the correct play for Talon. While not often do I advise away from contesting the dragons, I think on this occasion they got a lot more out of their side lane than they would have got out of contesting that dragon. So a good play from them, good heads up play. Rift Herald now going to be started up by Casa. He's a bit of a menacing bloke right now with his Heartsteel completed. Even got that giant spout in the back pocket as well. RJ in the area has that equalizer, the setups there. If you land a nice Glacial Prison, you combo up the rest of your champs and an equalizer on top, it starts to feel like a very insurmountable team fight. Betty, however, is taking a lot of damage. What a nice combo there out of Woody. No one in the area to punish, but just a display of raw mechanics.
Fate and Fofo both having TP. There you go, Fate does get that tower down.
You're looking for the recall before teleporting to play. Fofo doing much the same. Rift Herald now down to about half HP, but everyone in the area. Betty still pretty low on HP, but he is topping himself up every now and then with that Q. The more he auto attacks, the more it's off cooldown as Woody will flash forward. He finds a way into courage, but the answer is there. The crash down.
Okay. Nice bullet time. Marble's doing well. It's actually, it's winnable? Oh my god, it's not winnable. Wait, what the fuck? Why is Fate full health? Okay, Fate 3-man Shurima Shuffle! Let's go! Holy shit, Fate! Fate, you actually so fucking good! Damn! Let's go! Dude, that's a fucking ace! Holy shit, Fate! What the fuck? Dude! Holy shit, Fate! I was about to call that guy a fraud, but I noticed he's like at full health, has ult and flash. I was like, what is this fraud doing? It's like, as I was about to see it, dude, this guy fucking made an insane play.
And never more evident than it was just then.
Absolutely. What a fight out of Fate. I can't wait to see the replay, but just keep an eye really on him. A lot of damage does come through with Marble's bullet time, and Gang sets up a really good look. Now, Betty's not hit by it, but Courage might have just been one shot if not for his immediate turnaround. The bullet time...
Yeah, the bullet time was pretty good.
Through Casa, who has to flash away. Sure, Fofo is able to confirm that kill onto Pantheon, and Gang goes down very soon after. But Fate has that soldier there. He has two of them.
Yeah, oh.
3-man knock up. Marble full on HP, low on mana, but enough there to get the job done. His Fate will fall on the back end too. But what a team fight out of them. Ended up being a 4-for-3. Rift Herald, however, was secured. You see it there in the pocket of Casa.
You see, and they finish off Gang. They finish off the Herald, and then he steps up to secure it, which we've seen a couple of times throughout this split where that fight has started with the Herald going down and no one's been there to claim the eye. So at least Talon have that going for them. Gang might be collapsed on here, but no. Just the threat of having Courage there in the vicinity as well as Fate.
Fofo's name stands for full of frauds. Oh, what am I doing, dude? I'm fucking... I'm like slacking, dude. I need to fucking make a better way.
Having that mid lane tower out is you just have safety there, whereas the other team doesn't. So Betty having to be the responder to minion waves instead of the enforcer of them at the moment means priority should almost always go over to Marble. Meaning those side lane plays are never really going to have a numbers advantage for Talon.
Boo, Fofo, boo.
Dude, how can you be called Fofo and get showed up by Fate of all people?
So he's going to be hitting incredibly hard right now. Those bullet times with position correctly just absolutely ruined Talon.
Arja getting locked down here, but not all that much damage really.
Yamato's right, dude. Based. That's why. Yeah, that's why I fuck with Yamato Cannon, dude. I don't give a fuck. Why do you think Yamato Cannon's so smart? Thinks Fofo's shit. Bravo. Totally understandable.
Talon has started up on the dragon. This tower should be falling. You see Fate as well as Gang there on the answer, but Fofo's going to be pretty happily taking that. That's some much needed gold here. As you see, he is trailing in terms of that gold, despite having more kills. Dragon now down to half HP. Courage nowhere in the area with no ult does mean that this will be picked up by Talon. So a
did they get an ace and this, or I think they almost got an ace.
Surviving, doing a lot of damage back,
it's still kind of even.
On the other side of the map.
Once again, dropping so much to try and take down Arju, both Public Execution and Grand Skyfall.
Cards got a Warmogs. Holy fuck.
Coming through Marble and Fate at the moment.
Wait, how rich is he? You get a Warmogs? Is that?
Making those plays.
I thought that'd be pretty expensive.
Completely ruins Talent. And if they've got that priority, why not use it over the Dragon?
Christian in the jungle. Let's see if Woody is going to find his way in. Isn't able to, but he does create enough pressure that Caster's going to be able to pick up yet another Scuttle Crab here. We'll smite that one away to just secure it. Blue buff could be under pressure though. We'll see if there's an answer. Arja with the teleport can come up here and join his team, but Evie also able to do the same.
Blue buff, I mean...
Yeah, but I just mean like... Yeah, that's quite a bit, no? To get double items? He must be like really far ahead of the rest of his team. In terms of gold. He's the only one with double items.
They're going to try in the jungle anyway.
Yeah, Fofo's going to take a lot of damage there, not able to get back to his shadow.
No, no boots. Okay. Is that? I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of like. Maybe I can't do math. Like I see the fact that no one else has like 2 items to cover Senna. I just think like, damn. I should have another 1k. The Senna ult was kind of early. Oh no, it wasn't. Okay. Zoning ult. Okay, they're still fighting this? Oh wait, no they're not. They're running. They're running. They're running. Oh my god. Oh! Oh!
And Talon and team fights looking menacing as always.
Yeah, I don't know why SHG are necessarily forcing that as aggressively as they are.
I want to say Marble KDA because he's 4-0-2. But I don't know if he could have done much after that fight.
Shot there. It bounced to him and he was getting dangerously low.
Yeah.
The last one, Fofo chasing. He's going to get the knock up and some decent damage off, but Marble's going to flash away.
Yeah,
oh,
the teleport in from Evie could be a disaster here. He's used everything. He's been stunned up anyway, and Woody's here now. Flash away from Evie, but knocked up. Nowhere to go. Oh, what a disaster, and not the first time we've seen it out of Evie this split.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the call was there.
What the
I mean, here you can respect what they're trying to do.
Okay, let me see this fight again, dude.
Carcer, who's gone Heartsteel straight into Warmogs, is just negating so much damage.
Yeah, it was that nice equalizer. Yeah, the MFO was pretty good. After that, they didn't really do much. Yeah, Gang is just like holding his ult. Yeah, why didn't Gang like? Why didn't they combo the shit? Skylo, yeah, this is the first series, game 1. We just started.
Yeah,
So we're like 23 minutes into game 1 of the first series.
Gang.